This is 34 News Update with Abby Rosenblatt and Kara Caskew with the news, Rosanna Ryskasen with arts and entertainment, and Dennis Evans with sports. And now, from Studio B at Scotch Plains Fanwood High School, here is Abby Rosenblatt and Kara Caskew.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of 34 News Update. I'm Abby Rosenblatt.
And I'm Kara Caskew. On Thursday, we had an amazing guest speaker, Dr. Michael Fallon. He spoke about the issues of race, discrimination, suicide, homophobia, and more. His program was entitled, You Don't Know Me Until You Know Me. The purpose of this program was to enhance the school culture and climate by meeting up with this year's theme, Respect and Responsibility. Let's see a clip from this assembly.
I'm talking to you, girl! Woo, girl, where you going, girl? Oh, no, you don't need to go no chemistry class, You be the acid, I'll be the base. We can do our own chemistry. Woo! What's your name, shorty? What's your name? Because my name is Milk, and I could do your body good. So now I'm thinking to myself that I should start kicking it to her, start having a little fun with my boy over here. But then there's another part of me, I'll be honest with y'all, man. Another part of me wants to just shut him up. There's another part of me that wants to be like, yo, Rick, you gotta chill, man. Stop dissing her like that, man, because you're embarrassing her.
After intense fear and terror, the snipers were finally caught. John Muhammad, who is 41 years old, and John Malvo, who is 17 years old, were arrested last Friday in Maryland for the murder of 10 people. These two men, who are unrelated, terrorized the Washington area, picking people at everyday tasks and shooting at them. They were found asleep in a rest stop when the police and SWAT teams surrounded them and arrested them. As of now, federal prosecutors are deciding where to hold the trial for these two criminals. And now let's go on location to hear students and staff reaction about the sniper.
Steve Berchuga for 34 News. I'm here with Kit Kat, a member of the high school. Kit Kat, what's your reaction to the apprehension of the sniper?
I don't like the fact that it's been blown out of proportion a lot by the media, and names and pictures have been put in of minors, and that it's just a sad thing that it's come to what it's come to. And I just wish that it would be over with, because I think the media should find something better else to report about than people dying. So, that's all.
Okay, thank you. What's your reaction to the sniper apprehension?
I was very relieved that he was apprehended. My son lives in Cumberland County, where most of the action took place. And he's a salesman, so he's out on the road every day. I was very nervous, so I'm very glad he was apprehended. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
In 1986, the tragic accident at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Kiev, Ukraine, left an atom bomb's worth of radiation into the air. Today, food inspectors still inspect produce markets and use devices that measure atomic rays. This year, they have found more than a ton of radioactive fruit in Moscow. To be safe, the people in Moscow should go to a market where everything is checked.
This past weekend, the Future Business Leaders of America, also known as FBLA, held a bowl-a-thon to raise money for March of Dimes and babies with birth defects. Students raised the money by asking people to sponsor them for each game they played, or just by giving donations. About 30 people attended the bowl-a-thon at the AMF bowling lanes, and all the attendees received shirts and bags from March of Dimes for participating. Now let's go to Rosanna with arts and entertainment.
Thank you, Abby. A last-minute and very dramatic adjustment was made by the marching band just 5 days before state finals, which was held Saturday, October 26th. The band moved up a group, leaving them to compete against more notorious bands in the state. The decision was made to dive into this challenge full-heartedly as they pushed the limits of normal practices all week. Taking the field with much pride and determination, the Raiders performed an amazing show. Walking out the field, everyone had tears in their eyes and smiles on their faces. Their show, which had never been performed so well before, even left Mr. Thomas and the staff in tears. Their outstanding performance, full of emotion and tears, was greeted by a whopping score of 90.65, which is 8 points higher than last week's, giving them third place, beating some of the best bands in the state. Now let's go on location for more on this story.
So where was your marching band competition held on Saturday?
Towns River East.
And how'd you guys do? We got third place out of 10 bands, and our score was a 90.65.
Do you guys have any upcoming competitions?
We have one on Sunday in Bloomfield, and then after that is just the football games.
Thank you. Now back to the studio.
Spiffy's Highest dance team had their first performance on October 27th at Great Adventure for a dance fest. The team, consisting of 16 people, with Captain Bernicia Painter and co-captain Raquel Roman, had an amazing performance. The team dances to anything on the radio with a hip-hop beat and incorporates jazz. They will also be having a showcase.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Weekend Preview. I'm Eddie Zazali.
And I'm Angela Minio. This weekend, the box office is featuring The Ring, Jackass, Ghost Ship, Punch Drunk Love, and Red Dragon. If you want to stay home this weekend, you can rent Insomnia, Wind Talkers, Scooby-Doo, Enough, or Panic Room. Now let's go to Eddie with sports.
This weekend, the boys' football team plays Kearney on Saturday. Also this weekend, the boys' soccer team plays the third round of the county tournament against Roselle Catholic at noon at Kane College. Also, next week, highly looking forward to game against St. Benedict's Prep on Tuesday night, 8 o'clock in Zarephath on the PDA fields. Thanks for watching, and now to Ed Madden with Critics.
Hey, this is Ed Madden here with Critics Corner. I just got to theater to see the new Samuel L. Jackson movie, Formula 51, which is pretty entertaining. Nothing groundbreaking or anything, but good movie. I'm giving it a B-. I felt it depicted the drug underworld very well. It's quite humorous, actually, the way the chain of command worked with all that. But, yeah, check it out. It is rated R, so got to be 17, but it's worth it. So we're going to get back to the studio with Kara.
Now let's go to Dennis to see how the Raiders are doing in sports.
Thanks, Kara. The varsity football team's 14-6 win over Linden raised their record to 4-2. Quarterback Mike Walker injured his knee in the first quarter and did not return. Coach Kyle Banghart feels that the victory was a big one for the Raiders and that they played hard and defeated a very difficult team. For more on this story, let's go on location.
Hi, this is Matt Loomis, and I'm reporting for 34 News. I'm here with two members of the varsity football team.
Josh Wexler.
Sean Doyle. Okay, Josh, how did your game this weekend go?
It went good. We came up with a victory, 14-6.
Interesting. What were some key plays during the game?
Well, pretty much our whole defensive scheme was big. We stopped them every time except for once at the end.
Wow, that sounds superb. What do you play?
I'm a safety.
Yeah, that's
wide receiver.
That's cool. Okay, who are you playing this weekend?
We're playing Kearney.
Kearney. They sound good. Are they good?
They're decent.
Okay. How have you guys prepared for them?
We practice hard, mostly defensively.
Mostly defensively. All right. That sounds great. Doyle rules. And now back to the studio.
The Lady Raiders walked away victorious on Saturday with a 1-0 win over Union Catholic High School. The victory was the first of many games the Raiders hoped to win during the Union County tournament. After having an incredible 9-game winning streak come to an end, the Raiders remain in their strong and superior form. For more on this story, let's go to On Location.
Reporting for 34 News, and I'm here with two members of the girls' soccer team, Lauren Parada and Stephanie Heath. So, Stephanie, how's the team doing this year?
We're doing pretty well right now. We had a rough start due to some injuries, but then we got off to 9 straight wins, and we're going to semifinals for counties and states next week.
Okay, and Lauren, do you have any predictions about the rest of the year?
We're just hoping to play our best and just show people what we can do and go far in states.
Okay, well, good luck in states and counties. This has been Nick Bruno. Now back to the studio.
On Friday, the varsity girls gymnastics team took third in the Union County meet with a 99.95. Gymnast Jackie Tumo took third in the county in the all-around events. Co-captain Kyla Mendes feels that injuries hampered the team and slowed their outcome. For more on this story, let's go to On Location.
Hi, this is Brian Kopnicki on location with 3 members of the girls gymnastics team. So Taylor, I heard you had a meet against Westfield this week. How'd that turn out?
We did really good. We scored a 102 to a 101.9, and it was the first time we beat Westfield in 11 years.
That's very cool. Although the gymnastics team's doing very well this season, they are plagued with some injuries. Kyla, being one of the injured, is here with me today. Kyla, when are you coming back?
I'll be back with the team next season, but I'll be able to compete in club at the end of this year, which will be in May, but I'll be out in the gym in January.
That's some good news. So Jackie, how's the rest of the season looking? What kind of meets do you have coming up?
Well, the rest of the season is going to be pretty short. We just have states and sectionals left, but we have good we may place in sectionals. So hopefully we'll do good.
Well, good luck to the gymnastics team. Now back to the studio.
That's it for sports. Now back to you, Kara.
Thank you, Dennis. Now let's go to the quote of the week.
Now let's go to Hurricane Heffler with weekend weather.
Hi, this is Hurricane Heffler reporting for 34 News. I'm here with your weekend weather update. Today's Friday, and it's going to be a high of 50 and a low of 43. And then you go down to Saturday, it's going to be cool and brisk with a high of 55 and a low of 48. On Sunday, it's going to be a little bit sunnier out with a high of 60, and the low goes down to 55 at night. This has been Josh Heffler. Now, back to the studio.
Thank you for joining us at this week's edition of 34 News Update.
Enjoy your Halloween weekend.
We'll see you next week.